Good morning. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Oh my gosh. We've made it to the end of the week. Exciting. Hope you've had a wonderful work week so far, getting ready for the weekend. Although it's a little gloomy on this Friday morning, so lots of us are still sitting in those mid 70s, low end 70s around Madison. Taking a look at I-565. Traffic seems to be flowing a little smoothly. So for the most part, we'll continue to see a rather cool day just because we did have a cold front moving through late yesterday into today. So not sure why the 80's not on the bar there, but 80. So that'll be our high for the day. The expectation is that we're going to see a couple of scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. And even still, they're not strong thunderstorms. Looks like they're kind of weakening as the models run by. So, and remaining rather east too. So not too many opportunities for widespread rain this afternoon. So we'll see those mid 70s for a good portion of the morning. Getting into the afternoons when we'll start to possibly tap out around 78 to 80. We'll continue to see cloud cover for most of the day ahead. Rain chances don't really start to come back in, and I'll show you that in a moment with RPM, the updates with that. But rain chances don't really start to fill back in until maybe late afternoon. I want to say it was like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, and even still, like I mentioned, they stay rather east and very, very isolated. So by the time we get to our 8 and 9 o'clock hours, nice and dry. Still keeping some cloud cover overnight. It makes for a cooler evening. So we'll continue to see a nice and mild start to the first weekend of fall. How exciting. So rain chances will start to persist a little closer to the afternoon hours. Just keep that in mind. Not expecting everyone to see rain either. It's going to remain east of I-565. So keep that in mind as you go about your day. So here's the expectation so far. Right now, low in 70s. We're going to continue to see those 70s hang around for most of the day. And by the time we get to our football timeline, closer to like 7 o'clock kickoff, lots of folks will be dry, nice, temperate, fall feeling kind of outside. So we'll have a nice breeze every now and again too. Not a strong one, but just a decent one every now and again. If you've been out and about this morning, kind of similar to that for most of the day. That'll kind of hang around for a good portion of the day. So keep that in mind as you make your plans to change and figure out what you're going to wear for your football games tonight. It's going to be nice and comfortable for most of the evening ahead, which is awesome. So rain chances to note will stay pretty east, like I mentioned. This is kind of the setup here as you can follow along on your screen. We'll continue to see rain chances linger around parts of Jackson and DeKalb County throughout most of the afternoon hours. And then once we get into the early evening hours, we will see some southern rain chances in Coleman County, just outside of Arab. Parts of areas surrounding Albertville may see a shower or two, and then DeKalb County looks like it may have a shower just along the line of their county. So we'll continue to see some of those rain chances ebb and flow throughout the early afternoon, late evening. Here's the expectation around 7 o'clock. You can see it dries out by that point. And we still have a decent breeze to note as well, about 7 miles per hour north. So real nice and comfortable as we go through the rest of your Friday night. Looking ahead to your weekend forecast, the first weekend of fall, and it feels a little like it. We'll see some mid to low end 80s across your Saturday and Sunday. Still pretty comfortable. We'll see plenty of sunshine throughout the weekend as well. Less of those rain chances since we do have that cooler air mass moving through. Kind of dries out our rain chances. So that's why today's rain chances are quite sporadic and short-lived in nature. So we'll keep that going throughout the weekend ahead. Nice, comfortable, dry. Humidity is still kind of hanging around. We'll see some opportunities for sticky conditions throughout today, but it takes it a step back into some comfy conditions. Won't feel great and amazing and dry, really, but we will still have an opportunity for a little bit of stickiness every now and again, so keep that in mind as well. So taking a quick look at the tropics, we have Gabrielle that's gone back to a tropical low, really just remnants of what once was, but not really spreading toward land at any given point. Umberto has popped and formed and is now Category 1. I'll show you his track in a moment. And then we also have this disturbance that is a little concerning for the coastal communities. Not sure if anybody's planning to travel this weekend to the coast, since it's still a good time to go to the beach and everything, but looks like in the next couple of days this could be a little concerning along the coast there. So the next name is Imelda. Yeah. And honestly, it's kind of like the D through K names, I would say, kind of seem to trend to hit over near the coast, at least one or two of them. Last year we had Debbie and Helene hit southeast Georgia, well, really the whole eastern southeast coast, and then we also had Milton that came through the Gulf, through Florida, and kind of caught our beaches on the back end. But we didn't even really get storm surge like we thought we would. I think with that track, it turned just a hair east. If it had gone a little more north, like if it was more northeast, then it would have gone to Tybee Island, and which is the beach closest to Savannah, Georgia. It would have caused some storm surge and some flooding. It literally went maybe like a couple miles east, further east than it needed to hit us, which we were kind of thankful for. But this disturbance that we're looking at could pose a threat for our coastal communities. So I'm pretty sure they would be prepping. But this is a disturbance as of right now. And as you can see, this is kind of like a range of where it can go. Disturbances don't really have a full setup of a track the same way that our hurricanes do. Disturbances, because they haven't quite formed into a tropical storm and then a hurricane, they just kind of give a generalized area of this is a spot that it may go. And then by the time it forms, that's when we're able to get a better look at what's to expect. So, it's got a decent chance of forming, and you can see the spaghetti plots here. There is some of them tracking it to be close to our area, so we'll continue to keep an eye on that. That's the greatest threat so far as tropics go. But until it forms into a tropical storm or even gives us a hurricane, it's going to be a little tough to really pin down its track. We just know this is the directions it's going. You can see that a lot of, I wish I could do a little pointer and talk on the screen for you, but you can see a lot of the tracks here, the spaghetti plot, as we call them. You can see a lot of them do have it shifting to the coast into Georgia, South Carolina. But that's where it loses consistency, because some of them have it going further north when it makes its turn, or some of them have a further south turn. And so we'll have to see how it develops to really pin down a proper formation for it. But as of right now, don't have much to worry about. We'll keep it in mind as it starts to form. Next name would be Imelda. So we'll keep you up to date as things change. Because once it forms into a tropical storm, and even hurricane, that's when we have some bigger issues on our hands. Right now, this could possibly just be storm surge for our coastal communities. And storm surge means we won't really see anything. We'll just kind of see, we'll hear about it from those communities, but we won't really see much of an effect here in Alabama. So keep that in mind. I believe it just updated as well. So I want to say they do their updates at 10 or 11. But anywho, next update for Humberto comes around 4 o'clock. Looks like Humberto is also another hurricane that's going to stay pretty close to sea. Could see it pass through Bermuda by next week. As you can see there, looking at that that last part of the hook there, you can see that it's Category 2. Could see some strong waves coming off of it, but looks like it may get up to Category 4 by the end of the weekend. So, of course, I'll track that out for you this weekend, and we'll talk a little more about it throughout our weather extras tomorrow and Sunday. So tune in. We can have a little chit chat on that together. Here's a better look at what's going on here at home. We've got those rain chances for our afternoon, sticking mainly east. So if you're on the eastern end of our community, it's east of I-65. Sorry, you guys. Haven't had caffeine this morning. So if you are east of I-65, you'll see a greater deal of rain chances, and really even still, they're going to be just kind of sporadic and short-lived in nature. So don't expect everyone to see rain, but a good portion of folks will see some afternoon showers. Looking like some dry conditions throughout the weekend. We warm it back up into those mid-80s. Soon about 86 on Sunday. Gorgeous sunshine will follow us into the start of the work week. Rain chances will fall back into the forecast by Wednesday and Thursday. Looks like we get another cool blast of air too, along with those rain chances. Lows for most of the week ahead, though, staying in the low end 60s, nice and comfortable as we head out the door. Humidity doesn't seem to be an issue for the next couple of days. Looks like by the time we pick up those rain chances on Wednesday and Thursday, could be another issue and another opportunity for some uncomfortable days. However, those rain chances will also take us back into the low end 80s before we start to go into the 70s by Friday and Saturday. So we'll be in the very low 80s, upper 70s for the following weekend. So looks like we may stick into, may make a better landing into fall. It may stick around. Looks like we might be here for the moment. Exciting. So 90s kind of have left the building. We're now in fall. Super excited. We'll see a high of 75 this time next week. That's great to look forward to, but as you can see, rain chances after today don't really return until mid next week. So enjoy the beautiful sunshine, nice comfortable conditions outside while we have them, because we will get some rain chances back into the forecast. And even still, this look like they may be low end chances for now, but seeing the drop in temperature, they could gain a little strength as we get closer to those days. So keep that in mind. We could go from about 20 to maybe 30, 40%. Yeah. So keep that in mind as you make your plans going into the next week. But this weekend, gorgeous days ahead. There's not really one day to favor over the other. So if you have some weekend plans, good weather for it. But if you don't have weekend plans, make some. And you can tune into TVL in just a couple minutes to get some ideas of what to do this weekend, because that's what TVL does. We tell you about the living in Tennessee Valley. There you go. So I will be on TVL today and our noon show. Of course, Peyton will be here. And then we also have our noon show hanging out with all of our noon crew. So make sure you hang out with us then, and I will see you on TVL. Have a good Friday.